Hey, it's Brett with New News Today. Now we have Peter Lin from NEO Global Development.
Hi everyone. Yeah.
So we're actually hoping to get a little bit of insight into the daily office life at NGD. Obviously, the new community is pretty spread around the world, so we don't really get to see what's going on in Shanghai. So why don't you just introduce a little bit about what each day is like?
Okay, so it's a little hard to describe the life in Shanghai. It's kind of normal. So nothing special, but I think people in Shanghai is kind of they are working very hard, and I think they don't come here, but they are the heroes behind the curtain.
So as part of R&D, obviously Eric Zhang's working on the core protocol. What are your responsibilities? Which parts of NEO are you really focusing on?
I usually focus on for example, I made a presentation about NEO quality assurance. For example, protocol, network, and community, these three parts, yes.
So speaking of quality assurance, you actually had quite a lot of new QA hires over the last few months.
In fact, we still don't have enough developers. We have like 4 quality assurance developers now, but we are still recruiting. This is NEO Global Development Board, and so our HR, Lamni, is here too. So she is trying to recruit more qualified developers in Seattle, and maybe people can join us in Shanghai, and maybe you can come to Shanghai and have some interesting life in there. Yeah.
So when the QAs, are they just mostly looking at the existing code and just trying to improve it, work out the kinks, and just keep it clean?
Actually, for quality assurance, we focus on 2 things. First is functions. The second is performance. So the functions, yes, they are trying to debug, and for performance, people need to write codes to test the performance of the protocol. Yeah. For example, we have a finality. One of our features is finality. We have 15 seconds for transaction to be confirmed. So this is very important for NEO, right? So we need to write codes to get this statistics data for the finality. Yeah.
So one of the big upcoming NEO CLI updates, 2.9.5, that looks like it's going to have quite a lot of major changes in, so I'm sure there's been a lot of testing going on.
Yeah, we have 3. We have a main experiment and 2 controls. One is 294, and the other is a pull request called 574, and the other is 547 and 597. If I'm wrong, I don't remember.
We could just look for the
we have like 3 branches, so we were testing it, and we want to know the difference for the new updates. Yeah. So for 295, it's very important release of NEO CLI. Yeah. Maybe the new improved consensus algorithm will be released in 295. Yeah.
So that means we'll get the new commit phase to avoid some of the issues that we've been having. Will we also see the regeneration strategy that's being worked on in 295?
Yes, it's in pull request of 547. Yes. So we are testing it. It's very urgent task for us. Yes.
So to put that into context, the regeneration strategy is essentially a way to automatically bring the nodes back online and get them in sync with consensus, right?
Yeah.
So are there any other big changes coming in 295? I know we have the memory pool changes that were made by Jeff, one of the new core developers.
Okay, from the perspective of product, NEO CLI has 2 main functions. One is wallet. It's a wallet for exchange. So for example, you are trying to deposit and withdraw your coins in some exchange. The exchange, they're using NEO CLI to deal with all these things. So the second is Node. It's a basic infrastructure for all this community to build a smart economy, right? So for 295, the main updates will be in Node. Yeah. So after this updation, I think the commit phase, and all this state log and stuff will be added in this new release, and the status of NEO network will be a brand new situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking forward to the changes. We actually seen from Trinity that they're looking to integrate their state channel solutions into the GUI. So is this something that will also happen with Client?
I'm not sure yet, but for NEO GUI is very good, very important tools for C# ecosystem for now. But it's not very convenient compared with NEO Python, right? So we are trying to add some new features in NEO GUI, so make it more attractive to our C# developers, so people can use it and
Cool.
Yeah.
So we know what changes are coming up in the future. We'll be looking out for. But what's on the horizon? What's next? What's the next step?
Next step, I think my presentation. There is a new test I mentioned. It's called continual test. It's very easy. So people. One is Twitter, and the other is a decentralized version of Twitter. So people can send a series messages to both of these Twitters. And if after a specified time, if he can't know which one is the real Twitter, which one is decentralized version of Twitter, it means that this decentralized Twitter was built on the public chain that this was built on pass the test. So I think this is the most important thing for us now, yes, to pass the continual test. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you want to catch up with more of our coverage of NEO DevCon 2019, you can check out the Twitter, the YouTube page, or neonewstoday.com.
Okay.
Thanks again,
Thank
Peter.
you. Yeah.